Hi there, it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be creating a shaker tag that has a window that goes right through the tag. So I'm going to start off with this tag set here, and I'm using the largest tag. You should use whatever tag set you have, and you can even make them really easy. You don't have to have a die. It does make it a little bit easier, but you don't have to have one. And these here are some double-sided sticky sheets. Now these ones are from Alina Crafts on AliExpress, and I'll link to them down below. And there are lots of different brands out there that you can use, and you can definitely just use double-sided tape, or you don't have to use these at all. This is simply making my life a bit easier, but you certainly don't have to have them. And I just have a scrap of, I think it's 110-pound cardstock here. Now it's just a white cardstock. This is Nina Solar White. And I am going to cut this tag out two times. So with the adhesive on the back, it does still cut out perfectly fine. It's a really good adhesive to die cut, so I've been enjoying using it. So you can see I have two white tags and they have the adhesive on the back. The release paper is still there, but the adhesive is on the back. Then I'm going to take my same die cut and I'm going to cut it out of foam as well. Now this happens to be Alina's 3mm foam, so it's nice and thick. You could also just use foam tape for this. Again, it just makes it easier. Then I have some Christmas papers. This happens to be Alina's one, but use what you have. And these are just two nice papers that I really like the look of. And so for the striped one, I am going to cut out the tag again. Now for this tag, am just using die cutting. There is no stamping on this tag at all, although you could definitely. So now I have two white cardstock tags cut out with adhesive on the back, one of the pattern paper and one of the foam. Then I have these oval circles here, and this is going to create our window. So because I want the window to go right through the whole tag, I need to cut all of these pieces with the same oval. I do need to make sure it's going to be in the same place on each oval. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting out that pattern paper first, and then every time I run this through with a different tag on the back. So there's one of the ones with cardstock with the double-sided adhesive on the back, and here's the other one. Although I do need to flip that one backwards because I don't know, I just eyeballed where to put the oval die, and if I had put it round front ways, then I wouldn't be able to make sure that it was exactly in the same place as the oval in the front piece of cardstock, if that makes sense. Now I just want to cut out a frame out of this kind of note pattern cardstock, and I'm going to run that through with two oval dies just to get that circle which will go around my shaker window. Then it's kind of time to start putting things together. So I have a piece of acetate here, and I'm cutting it in two because I need two pieces. Obviously there's going to be kind of a front and a back window because I want the window to be able to see, I want you to be able to see right through the window on this shaker tag. So I'm just cutting them down to size here. You could definitely measure, but no one's going to see it, so I'm just sort of cutting it to fit. Then I'm going to work on my inside contents of my shaker. Now this penguin, you have seen me put it together before, so I'm sorry if this is repeating it for you, but I'm just going to quickly run you through it. So I have my little white penguin there, and one cut out in black cardstock as well. And I'm just cutting out that little piece for the side. It has one of his arms on it, and then I need to make sure that I've cut off his other little flipper too. Then I'm going to add some liquid glue and just put them in place. I just googled what a cartoon penguin looks like, and that helped me out with knowing which part was black and which part was white. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of double-sided tape to the back of the penguin so I can make his eyes sticky and his beak or nose, whatever he has. But I need to color it orange, so I'm just using some Spice Marmalade Distress Oxide ink. Again, use any orange ink or orange cardstock that you have. And then I'm going to pop his nose in, and I'm just adding a little bit of low-tack tape so that I can do his feet. That was just quickly masking them off, and then he's looking pretty good. The last thing I do need to do is put in those two little tiny black eyes that I had saved and put to the side. They are easy to lose, I tell you. And then I'm going to put on his little hat, and I like his little hat to kind of have a little bit of color to it, just so it kind of stands out. So I've cut it in some gold and some red glitter cardstocks, and I'm going to have a base of gold, and then I'm going to make the little trim and the pom-pom of the penguin red. just so that it kind of gives them that extra little Christmassy feel. And that's him complete. Then this is the front panel of my shaker card. So I'm just adding double-sided tape because that's what I'd find that acetate adheres to the best. And because the beads won't be going on this side, so it doesn't have to be, all tucked in really nicely, just enough to stick the acetate down. And then I'm putting one sheet down there. Then because there is no adhesive on the back of the piece of striped pattern paper, I am putting down some double-sided adhesive. Again, it doesn't have to hold anything in, so it doesn't have to butt up against each other, just enough to hold it down and make sure that none of the corners of the tags are going to come up or anything like that. So I'm removing the release paper and then adding a little bit of glue just to the extra parts, and I will put down the striped piece straight on top. And because we use that trick with the oval die where we just kept it in there, everything matches up really nicely. So now this is the back portion of the card, and I need to put down my acetate on there, although I decided that it needed to be trimmed down just a little bit more. So that whole back has the sticky adhesive on it. Then I laid down the acetate, and now I'm going to put down the foam tag shape. So this is just the white fun foam that you could use foam tape here as well, for sure. So now you can kind of see the shaker coming together. That's how it will look, a window each side. And I just need to fill it up now. So this is definitely just like a basic shaker. You guys could go all out and make something amazing, but this is really just an idea of how to make a basic shaker tag. So you can see my little penguin fits in there perfectly, and I'm just checking to make sure he's not going to be able to turn or do anything like that. So I don't need to have any kind of see-through line or anything holding him in place. Now, I was deciding whether to use the gold or the red little micro beads in here, but I felt like the red ones kind of just went with my papers a little bit more. So I've gone with the red ones, and I'm definitely checking that the seal is really good around my penguin. I am pouring in just enough beads. I'm just estimating, but I do want to make sure my little penguin doesn't get beads stuck on top of him. So in a minute, I'm just going to lift him up and clear all the beads off him. So the sandwich, so to speak, for the shaker tag at the moment, from the bottom up, is the bottom tag that we cut out, then the piece of acetate, then the 3mm foam tag that we cut out, and then I just need to fill up the contents of the shaker. Then I have my top tag, which has the sticky adhesive on the back, and then the pattern paper tag that we put right on top of that. So it's not hard at all, and hopefully this gives you an idea of how you can go ahead and create your own. There is definitely ways that you can do this not using the things that I have used today. For example, instead of using the sticky sheets, you could just use double-sided tape or liquid glue. But instead of having foam sheets, you could use foam tape, or you could use anything to fill up the center. You don't have to use the micro beads. You could use glitter or anything like that. You can obviously have anything in the middle. Doesn't have to be a penguin. But I think you're all getting the point now that I really love this little penguin because I keep coming back to him. But anyway, and I also really love this shaker tag because I played with it for a really long time. These little beads make a really good shaker sound. I kind of wish I'd left some of the audio in so that you could hear it, but yeah, I do like these beads and my little penguin, of course. So I did use some liquid glue to adhere down that oval frame that we made right at the beginning, and then I'm quickly going to put through some gold wire ribbon that I found in the depths of my ribbon drawer, and that will kind of finish it off. I'm just going to cut the ends of the ribbon off nicely, and that is my shaker tag for today. I will link the items that I've used in the video today down below if you would like to check anything out. Other than that, I hope you give this one a go, and I think it was pretty fun and pretty cute. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate all the lovely comments that you guys leave for me. I appreciate your feedback, and I will see you in the next video. See you later. Bye.